Hello everyone. I decided to make a video about JB4 interface and how to connect. Obviously you have to open up your JB4 interface after you've installed it. If you just go and if you have your USB connected and you have the ignition on the car, you go File, Connect. If you see failed, then that means you don't have the correct port number for the USB cable. You can go back to the settings and you can check. As you see here, it shows port number 1. Go to device manager on your computer, where you can just search for it. Open device manager, go to ports, and you see here USB serial port number 3. So now you go back to JB4 interface, go to settings, port number, and you change this number right here to 3. Then you go back to another tab, go File, Connect. Now as you see, it's connected. To update the firmware on your JB4, you have to go to m54tech.com and then go under proper thread. I'm gonna go to M3 M4. If that's your car, you're gonna go under M4, and it's always on the bottom of the first post. Scroll down all the way. As you see, there's two firmwares here. These firmwares you can also find on the M54, N55, N20, whichever car you're upgrading the firmware on. This car doesn't have a JB4 on it, but it works the same way. So I'm gonna use the OBD2 conflap. This is what we're testing on our car. So I'm gonna go all the way on the bottom. This is the firmware. You click on it, and the best is to save on your desktop. I already downloaded, saved it on my desktop right here. So after you download and save it on your desktop, just go back to your interface, File, Upload Firmware, and then you just have to select Desktop and then select the firmware you're updating and then open. Make sure your ignition still is on, and as you see on the bottom, it starts writing. Just have to wait a little bit. On the JB4, it's gonna have maybe over 400 writes, so it'll be a little longer than this one, but it works exactly the same way. After it's completed, it's gonna do the verification, it's gonna reboot, and it says update completed. Again, if this was a JB4, you would see values here. I'm just gonna go quickly with through the tabs. Methanol, you have to enable it here. Settings, just read codes, delete codes, and then when you're done, you just want to disconnect, and just go File and disconnect, and then you can turn off the car, turn off the ignition, and close the interface.